Right, we are doing a super simple kettlebell complex today, and I was wanting to do one with a single kettlebell, and there's kind of two choices there. We could go with a single side version where you're kind of going through all the exercises on one side and then the other, and I want to keep it super simple and really doable for most people. So I'm actually going to do a single kettlebell but two-handed exercises. So you're going to use two hands. So the exercises we're doing, and I literally just designed this, I don't know what was wrong with me. I knew that I was going to do a kettlebell complex, but I didn't finalize the exercises. So I just had a chance to test them, because part of it is the flow of these exercises together. And so today we're going to start with a goblet squat to press. I'm going to show you with my light kettlebell. So here's an option. It's not as flowy to go from this one to the next exercise, which is the two-handed swing, but if you're holding, so say if you're holding your kettlebell like this for your goblet squat, then it's really easy just to drop that and then go into your swing. But if you're holding it upside down, then you might have to sort of put it down first. It's a little more awkward, but that's the only thing. But if you want to try a different press, here's an idea. I call it the two-handed cupped press. And when you're doing your goblet squat, instead of holding by the handles, you actually want to change the kettlebell round. It's upside down, and you want to cup your kettlebell by the actual bell part, so that the heels of your hands it's resting on that, and you're just sort of stabilizing it with your fingers. So as you can see, your shoulders are pinching together more at the front, so they're like rounding forward a little bit. You're going to hit the deltoids a little bit more, possibly top of the chest a little bit more, and this is what you could do in your goblet squat and then do a cupped press. And you're going to be doing that for the time what we're going to be doing these exercises for, rather than reps. You can do set reps, but because I'm terrible at counting during a workout, I'm going to keep it to time. So I'll tell you about that in a minute. The next exercise, like I said, is the swing. So once you're done with your final one of your squat to press, then you're going to go into a two-handed swing, and then off you go with that. And after the swing, bring it down to the ground, and you're going to go into a goblet clean, up and down, catching it, keeping it really close to the body, just zipping it up the body, and then back down again between the feet, driving with the hips and the legs. After that, in your final clean, then we're going into alternating reverse lunges, single kettlebell, two hands, like so. And from here, now at this point, if you don't want to do a reverse lunge, you could do an alternating kettlebell swing or something there. Then the final exercise, you bring the kettlebell down to the ground again, and you're going to do a deadlift burpee. So plus or minus the burpee, and I'll show you ways to regress the burpee. So you're going to go in to one deadlift, back down to the ground, reach down, do one burpee, and back up. So yes, you're letting go of the kettlebell, but the idea is that all these exercises are strung together with minimal rest. And if you don't want to do the burpee on the ground, do your deadlift in front of a bench, do your deadlift, and then you can do your burpee, like so, or you can step back into your burpee, step back up, or you can just do your deadlifts. And if you're in absence of the burpee and you want to get your heart rate higher, then just up the pace a little bit from that one. Now, we are literally stringing together these exercises with minimal rest. So there's 5 exercises. We're going to be doing 4 rounds in total. And you might think, oh no, but that is actually not that long, because we're doing a very brief, like a switch break, like in the intervals. It's going to have 3 seconds between each beep, and that's going to be basically switch the kettlebell position and off you go into the next exercise. And then the work period is going to be 20 seconds. So all in all, over the 4 rounds, I think it's like 6 minutes or so in total. But the intensity level you get is going to be pretty high, And then at the end, you know, we could work on something else if you like, but it's sufficient if you haven't much time, like, and this is a really good way to do it. So that is what we're doing today. And I hope I figured this out right on the intervals, and it's going to be really embarrassing if it doesn't work out. That's like horrible, but I try to keep it so that the exercises were very sort of compound and a little bit different, not like high skill ones. If you're doing single-sided, then you have like the clean and the snatch and all of that, and it's a little less user-friendly. So this one's pretty user-friendly. Okay, so I'm going to put on a fan here because it's absolutely, I think it's like 25 already here today, so it's going to be really hot. I think the high today is like 36 or something. So that's that. And we're going to do a warm-up. Hopefully everyone's happy with the exercises. If not, then sure, try your best. If you want to split up the exercises, you could do a goblet squat first on its own, two-handed swing, and then if you want to do the press later on in the thing, you can. Okay? So let's do our bodyweight squats, and we'll begin. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. So 10 reps, just to get those legs well warmed up. Not that we want to do too many squats. It's 5-ish, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let us walk out into a high plank, do a hip opener each side, walk back up again, and walk back out and do the same thing, and we'll do that 4 times. Right, so walking out on your hands, high plank, bring your right foot up towards your right hand, sink the left knee down, rotate round to the side, waving and watching your hand as you go. Sweep that leg back, other leg forward, same thing, other direction. So now hips up in the air, and then walk your hands back up. So in this movement, you're really warming up the whole body. And back down again for our second one. Bring the legs up again, waving around. Really just feeling this. Both hips are being kind of worked in different ways. You're stretching through the hip flexor on one side, and a little bit more around the glute in the other side. So we're walking back up to standing. And we've got 2 more of these to go. Right foot, waving, back round, other side, and waving round. Okay, hips up in the air, off we go. One more time. Really warms up around the shoulders, right? Because you're walking out into this pike, and then you're out in the high plank, then you're waving around. Other side. And now before we walk all the way back up, we'll stretch through the calves a little bit. So really, really high up on your tiptoes, and then plant those heels right down. Pedal the feet. Pedal, pedal. Really stretching through those calves, a little bit at a time. And now feet wider and walk back up to standing. Let the blood settle a little bit, and we'll do some glute bridges and frog pumps to complete this warm-up. Very short warm-up, very short workout. Okay, so let's line our backs. We're going to do 15 glute bridges, then straight away into 15 frog pumps, just to get those glutes nicely warmed up. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, and off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Soles of the feet together, knees out, and driving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. On, 5 more. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Rest there. Hopefully your glutes are nicely fired up now, and we'll get into the workout in just a second. So, not too bad, not too bad. Early workout today. Now, to increase your intensity, if you want to increase it, increase the weight. And so here's the thing, sometimes there's this sort of rule out there, you're not supposed to put the kettlebell down. But you can put the kettlebell down if you really need to rest, or you want to change the weight that you're using. So if you want to use a heavier one for like the swing or the deadlift especially, then have it nearby. Set that up right now so that you're not kind of flustered throughout trying to pick out. I do that all the time. I'm just flustered trying to get the weight. So I will do the same thing. I will probably do my deadlift with this. And I might do a swing with this. And I might do my other stuff with this. So, there we go. Now I have a plan. So, the idea is minimal rest for these 4 rounds, and then we'll be done. And if you fancy anything at the end, let me know in the comments if you have any requests, and we'll see what time we have to go through anything else. If you're not watching this live, then sorry you missed that part. So, okay, let's get into our first round. Yeah, I'm kind of dreading this. So we only have 3 seconds, so really make sure you're ready to go into your goblet squat into press. And if you're doing the cupped press, then it's deceptive, by the way, the weight that you think you can use for it. So just see how that one feels. Okay, so hopefully this will all go swimmingly. I'm going to press start in 3, 2, 1. 3 seconds, and goblet squat to press. Oops, that was a thruster. So you want to actually stand up and then press. You can do thrusters if you want, if you're really proficient. Now we're going to be very quick. Okay, 5 seconds left. And now we're going into a swing. Off we go. Really little time, right? Just barely enough to switch. Okay, 10 seconds. And down on the floor, goblet clean. Diving up, catching by the horns, and down again. Really driving with your hips, legs, and just bringing those hips right in underneath the weight, or close to it. 5, then into reverse lunge, and off we go. Goblet, reverse lunge. Nice steady pace, 3 seconds, then deadlift burpee. I said I would use this, so I will. Deadlift, and burpee. Chest up, hips down each time, driving with those legs. 10 seconds. Last 3, and then we're back into goblet squat to press. And off we go. Round 2. This is where it really gets tough. When you realize there's no rest. If you need a rest, then just take it, right? We're nearly there. 3 seconds, then into our swing. And swing. After this, we're back into goblet clean. Three. One rest. Okay, driving up again. After this, reverse lunge in 10 seconds. Last 3. And off we go. Whew. After this, deadlift burpee. Keep your weight shifted on front leg. 3 seconds. And deadlift burpee. All right. This is no joke. Just take your time with your deadlifts if you're heavier, if you're going heavier. 8 seconds. Last 3. And we're back into squats. Okay, 5, and swing, and off we go. After this, goblet clean, last 3. That's killer. Oh, clean. That's it. Let's go and do a presser. Drive. And then after this, going into our reverse lunge. I'm going to try a different lunge. Last 3. I'm going to do tactical. Because the kettlebell's closer to the ground. Feel free to try this. A little bit of a change. Last 5, 2, 1. Deadlift. Off we go. Oops, I just did a clean. That's really funny. It's like, why is that so heavy? 10 seconds. And then one more round. Last 3. It's killer. Goblet squat. Into press. Really sink down between your feet. Come on, we're nearly there. Last 5. Then swing. That's that. Okay. Swing. Last 5. And clean. That's killer. Clean. So you've got anything left in your legs. Catch that kettlebell. Bring those elbows in. Last 3. And then our lunge. It can be a goblet hold or this one. Or if you want to do more deadlifts. Nearly there. Last 2, 1, and then deadlifts. I'm doing this. That's crazy. What was I thinking? And 10 seconds left. 5. And rest. Okay. sufficiently dead, we'll get a drink, revive ourselves a little bit, and if I don't hear anything from you guys, then I'll come up with something to do next. You might not like it though. Okay, just take a breather. I originally planned that with 5 seconds in between, and then I tested it, of course, while I was fresh, and it was like, no, it's too long, too long. Yeah, I should have kept those extra 2 seconds. Oh, that's killer. Right, so now that we are done with that, I'm going to go through since there's no comments, so I get to decide what comes next. A bonus. You might not see it that way, right? So I'm going to do 2 exercises, and this time we will, we should do times because I'm so bad at counting. So we'll do 20 seconds for effort, and this time 10 seconds, actually 10 seconds in between, and we'll do many rounds, 3 rounds of 2. It's another 6 minutes, not 6 minutes, but 6 cycles. So, isn't that right? 2 exercises. And the exercises that we're going to do are, I'm going to show you the rotational deadlift. I did mention that last week or the week before. Rotational deadlift. And the T push-up. Alright, let's do that. With the rotational deadlift, let's go through that one first. So if you have a really short kettlebell, or you're pretty long-limbed, then you actually might want to start with the kettlebell up on something like a book, and you need a book or some kind of block that's the same height but on each side, so one on the outside of one foot and one on the other, because you're actually lifting with 2 hands from one side all the way to the middle, and then delivering that back to the other side, and then you're going back and forth, rotating, but sending the hips back and letting yourself rotate a little bit to the side. And you don't need to worry about having your back poker straight. Your back is okay to bend. This weight is not going to be a heavy one, but what you're doing is you're actually letting yourself move in a different way, other than the kind of neutral spine, stiff, this is how we lift like a robot way, and this is going to just might feel nice to move your back like that. So what I was saying there about platforms is that, because you still want to lift with your legs like as much as you can, because you want those to be basically the prime movers, but your back's allowed to be involved. But if it does feel fatigued and you can't like kind of relax your way out of it, then a height like this might help. So this is what I have people do, so then you've got less range to actually bend over, especially if you're very tall, right? Like this. So you're going side to side like that, back and forth for your time, and start out with a light weight just so you can get used to the movement, like so. And then we're going to go into T push-ups, which you're actually doing 1 push-up, and then you're actually going to rotate onto your side and look up at your hand up at the top, go back around again, do another push-up, then onto your other side. So you're doing a bit of a rotation, but also you're working on your obliques and your abductors, and also shoulder stability in this holding position, right? So those are our 2 exercises. It's only 20 seconds of effort per exercise, so this shouldn't be too bad with 10 seconds in between, just to help like move things about. It's not long, 10 seconds goes in 10 seconds, funny enough. It's not long. So we're starting with our rotational deadlift. I'll start over here. In 3, 2, 1. 2 workouts in one, guys. 5 seconds. Setting up, feet narrow, reaching round, driving with your hips as much as you can, bringing it forward, then going back. Keeping your knees apart, so don't let them cave in on each other. Keep them nice and stable. Last 5 seconds. This is just a nice movement, okay? And rest there. Over to wherever you're doing your push-ups. If your hands are elevated, that's fine. 5. And if we go. Being a bit sneaky with these push-ups because I really want to work on push-ups at the minute. Side to side, 10 seconds. So you won't get too many reps in, but that's fine, right? Last 3. And rest there. So it's a wee workout after the workout. Back to rotational deadlifts. In 3. And off we go. What you'll find is one side is much more, I guess, pliable than the other. We like to rotate one way more than the other. Okay, we have 5 seconds left. And rest there. We'll go back to our push-ups. Second round. And off we go. So you can either stack your feet or stagger them. 10 seconds. It's up to you. If you didn't have a kettlebell in the way like I do, it'd be easier. 2. And rest there. Back to our deadlifts. Final round. In 3. And off we go. 10. Last 2, 1, and rest. So, final one exercise. Back to our push-ups. I'm going to try these from the floor. 3, 2, 1. Seconds. Woo. Last 5. And rest there. Okay, so it was a nice one. Nice little couplet at the end. Grab a drink and we'll get ourselves stretched out and cooled down in just a second. Alright, so we'll see if anybody's on. Gosh, look at the shape of my hair. Alright, there's a few of you on, but you're being a quiet bunch today. How did you find your workout? Did you do it? Are you going to wait till later? It was a challenge, right? The first section. One way to modify that, to make it, I guess, if you wanted to do like set reps, you could do four rounds, but like 5 to 10 reps per exercise, depending on how heavy you want to go, and go from there. Or just increase the little bit of rest that you get between each exercise. Okay, let's do our cool down. And where I want to start is lying face down on the floor. Going to do a quad stretch first of all, and we'll go after into that. Work our way back up to standing from here. So lying face down, rest your forehead on your hand, and you're going to reach round for your foot on one side to stretch through the quad. In this position, just breathe, release the tension, don't force the stretch too much, and let your heart rate come back down. Other side. Now from here, you just want to raise up onto your forearms, right? Let your hips be in the ground, into the floor. So you're actually going to just relax into this lumbar extension. Let your body relax. Use your breath to help. And if you have the flexibility, then you can go up onto your hands, increasing that stretch. From here, you want to send yourself up and back a little bit so that you're in like a tabletop position. And what we're going to do here is sink down in the back, into the back, send the tailbone and head up toward the ceiling, doing a cow position. And then you're going to tuck the head and tailbone down in a nice smooth movement. And using your breath just to relax as you do this, into a cat arch position. And then again, helping yourself relax through it nice and smoothly. Go into cow again, back into cat, and we'll do one more of each. Sending yourself back up, back into cow, and we're doing one more cat, and then we'll move on. From here, so bring your toes together, your knees out wider than your body, and then you're going to push yourself back onto sitting down on top of your heels, and send the arms up over, and then just sort of stretch through the back, the sides of your lats there. And then you place your forehead on the floor and let either your arms relax in that overhead position or bring them around the side, or find a way to kind of tuck them in, make them comfortable. And then in that position, you're just going to take 3 or 4 nice deep breaths. And on your exhale, you just want to really relax. Alright, that's what our cool down is for. Each time you exhale, just let your body melt. One more deep breath. And then slowly back up to standing. And we're done. So, we're done. That was a nice wee workout. So, I have a comment. Let's see. Barbara's here. The first section. She says the first section nearly killed. I think that was, the first section nearly killed me too. So, yeah, I would. That was my enthusiasm. I think was really to blame for that, thinking that 3 seconds was enough. I think if there was 3 rounds could be. I was almost going to say let's just stop at 3 rounds, but anywho, it was a killer. And then we did a nice work on push-ups and rotational deadlifts. So that's us for today, this week. And I'll be back next Sunday, all being well, with another workout. You can let me know if there's anything you would like to see in that workout before I design it. I'll not be leaving the design of that one to the last minute, but I'll certainly take on board any requests. Within reason, I will try to include it. So I shall see you next week at the same time.